What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at some McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figures. So first up here, we've got the Silver Age Batman with Ace the Bat-Hound. So this is a pretty cool pack, so it's nice to get Batman. Again, the Silver Age Batman. So it'd be about the same time as the 66 Batman, Adam West Batman sort of timeline. So like the goofier, funnier Batman there. So nice to get that Batman back, especially getting Ace the Bat-Hound. Now, of course, it's going to be like we had with Crypto and stuff, just like a slug. So no movements or anything, but just looks cool to get Ace thrown in there. Then we've got Batman Beyond, but from the Neo-Gothic storyline, so it looks really cool. Looks just like Batman Beyond, but just altered a little bit. We'll see that comparison of like the more like orangish red color he's got going on him there. And then finally, we also have the red Swamp Thing from Planet Rann. I'll of course go through the story, but he goes to Planet Rann and becomes this like red version of Swamp Thing, and so that's what we get here. And of course, of all like the flowery designs that are growing on him, so it does look a little bit different from the past. I assume the main body is going to be all the same, just in different colors, but there's some different plant life growing on there on his chest especially. So we got these three figures to look at today that I'm excited to check out. So let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So we're going to start off with our Silver Age Batman, which if you do know, the Silver Age was from 1955 to 1970. That was known for its campy, lighthearted, and childish stories, but it began to get more dark and mature towards the late 60s. So if you see this look, you can kind of think more of like the 66 Batman, the Adam West Batman, the more goofy, funnier version. But overall, I really like the design, so of course it's to me like that classic Batman look with the gray outfit, but with the blue designs, a nice bright blue for this, so we get the blue cowl. Love how it has like the black shade here on the front of it with the lines going back, very like straight out of the comics with that and the blue highlights there. And then it's blue everywhere else, so blue going down the cowl. And then we get the cape in the back, so we get the nice fabric cape with the metal wire in it, so we can get that all bent around. He's got the blue gloves, underwear with their mostly all black, but with the blue highlights with the yellow utility belt, and then the blue boots on his feet as well. And then just the gray spandex pants and upper top with the bat logo there on it as well. So overall, pretty nice design. Now, this was probably a figure we wouldn't get otherwise, but because it came with Ace, that's the thing we care for most. But overall, for the Batman figure itself, I think it looks pretty good, fits for that time period it's supposed to and all that, and is just a fun looking figure. But movement-wise, we get that'll twist all the way around. Head feels pretty stiff there, but it can twist all the way around. Can look down that far and up that far. So again, I don't know if it's just pretty stiff or what the deal's going on, but it doesn't get a whole lot of range there, unfortunately. Shoulders come up to 90 with like the butterfly and rotate around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint. That'll bend all the way up on itself there, so pretty nice. Get the wrist that'll twist around and flex back and forth. Then we get the ab crunch, so get the upper crunch there back and forth and twist all the way around. A little stiff, but crunches there nice. And then at the waist, we crunch more and should be able to get twist all the way around there as well. Then we go down to the hips that'll come up towards 90. Out to the side, he can do the splits there. A little bit of a thigh twist, not much, but just a little. The double knee joint that'll bend up that far to the back, not too bad at all. And then down to the foot, they'll rock back and forth. Of course, twist side to side and has the toe joint on the end. Again, all pretty stiff for this figure, but it works out pretty nice. Same movements we've seen with McFarlane's all before. And like I said, it does also have that cape on the back with the metal wire. Of course, it's just all going all over the place, but we can go get it sort of spread out if we want there as well. So can have it more like he's gliding or something with that, but big cape that we have to get messed around with, even though it's got the metal wire. Should be easier to handle, but still just a lot of material and everything going on back there. But accessory wise, he does come with some additional hands, so we get a set of grip hands, so just your standard grips there, as well as a set of more like claw like hands, so he has those hands that you can use as well. And of course comes with the battering, so if we wanted to switch out those hands, we could give him the battering as well. But as I said, the biggest thing with this set is that it also came with Ace the Bat-Hound, so we get like a slug here, so all solid, no movements or anything with it, but it is pretty big, so obviously it can sit there by Batman, so it's pretty big. I'd be about normal size. But Ace the Bat-Hound was introduced in 1955 and retired in 1964. He was a German Shepherd found by Batman and Robin, and Bruce had placed lost dog announcements out, so to keep people from connecting the dog to Bruce Wayne and then to Batman, he also put a hood-like mask and bat dog collar on the dog and was given the name Ace the Bat-Hound, and he helped Batman catch criminals. So very nice to get this. Again, the whole reason we got this was mostly just to get Ace, so it looks pretty good overall. So nice design, so you can see the hood there to help hide Ace's identity with the collar with the little Batman logo on it there. It's pretty nice. We get his teeth all bared, looks pretty good. He's in a nice position, like getting ready to attack, so his legs are all crouched down and stuff, and tail there in the back, so like I said, ready to attack. So he can just go nice here alongside Batman. Of course, you can't really see him, but he's pretty nice size there overall. And then lastly, for Batman, we obviously get a base to put him on. So there we got Batman and Ace now, which looks pretty good. And then, of course, we get his card. So there's a nice card for him from the Silver Age with Batman and Ace. A nice comic front there. So that's pretty cool. And then we get the story on the back, which kind of tells the story of the Silver Age, which says the 1950s was a decade of change for the Dark Knight detective, one that introduced new friends and foes. These tales include the debut of Ace the Bat-Hound, Deadshot, the original Batwoman, Kathy Kane, Mr. Zero, who would go on to greater fame as the nefarious Mr. Freeze, the original Red Hood, and the pesky interdimensional pixie known as Batmite. This was also an era of great inventiveness, with tales that revealed how Batman's own father, Thomas Wayne, was once a Batman himself, how Batman became a Superman-like hero on a distant planet Zur-En-Arrh, the secrets of Batman's utility belt, and the introduction of an all-new Batmobile. So there's a good introduction. More of the Silver Age, not just the standard story that these cards normally have, especially for a character like this that's just, Batman. Gave you more details specifically on the Silver Age of Batman. But speaking of Zur-En-Arrh, we did also get the platinum version of this Batman. That was the Zur-En-Arrh. We saw it in the store, so it's like, might as well pick it up as well. So it's going to be the same Batman, from the same time period of the Silver Age, just his Zur-En-Arrh outfit as well, with the purple, red, and yellow design. So that's pretty cool. So just want to show that we were able to get that as well with this. So very cool overall for the Silver Age Batman. Like I said, the Batman itself, I don't really care. I'm not too crazy about. I do really like this design because, it's just so iconic for Batman. But like I said, the thing for us was really to get Ace the Bat-Hound there because that's what we really wanted. But overall, a pretty cool Batman figure. And next up, we have Batman Beyond from the Neo-Gothic storyline. Of course, it still is Terry McGinnis, but this was a 6-issue limited series from September 2023 to February 2024 that followed the Neo Year storyline. And in this, we see that children are missing and plant life is taking over Neo-Gotham, powered by Black Orchid, Poison Ivy, and Swamp Thing, which are all possessed by an evil, dying John Constantine. So kind of a neat storyline going on there. But of course, it just looks like Batman Beyond, so not really anything too crazy. Like I said from the opening, it just kind of looks like the normal red and stuff on him is now more of an orangish color, so it makes it stand out and a little different. One thing I will notice is that the mouth kind of looks funny with his sort of mouth to the side here, and you see his teeth. It just kind of has that weird look to me. So it's kind of funny how his mouth opens opening of the cowl here, and then it's all this lighter black or almost gray design. Could just be the paint they used on the figure, but just how it looks so different in there though. But we still get the normal slanted eyes. We get the longer ears, so it's got really long ears on this one. Of course, the big bat there on his chest, like I said, more of an orangey color, and then get a little designs there on his waist, for the belt, of course on his gloves there, and on the bottom of his feet. And then he's got the big wings that are more see-through and everything this time. So the past ones were just solid red, where these are more see-through and almost have a lightning bolt design to them as well. But overall, pretty nice design for this. Like I said, I'm not too crazy about the orangish color, but everything else, and then just the face thing, I wish it just had more of a stoic face on it. But otherwise, this is a pretty cool looking version of Batman Beyond. But moon-wise, we get this head that'll twist around, so a little bit stiff there once again, but can twist all the way around. Can look down that far and up that far, so better range on this figure. We get the shoulders that come up to 90 there with, of course, the butterfly. Still a little stiff in the shoulders, but will rotate around as well. Then we get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends all the way up on itself there. We get the wrist that'll twist all the way around and flex back and forth. There it is, so flex back and forth. We get the upper ab crunch, so crunch back and forth, not much, just a little back and forth, and should be able to twist just a little there side to side. But then we go down to the waist where you should be able to crunch a little bit more and twist there, which it's all real stiff, but you can, there you go, twist all the way around now. Then we go down to the hips. That'll come up there if you kind of force it up to 90. Out to the side, can do the splits again. A little bit of a thigh twist up in there as well. The double knee joint that bends up that far to back, kicking himself in the butt, so really good. And then we go down to the boot that'll rock back and forth and twist side to side with the toe joint on the end. So of course with this also we do get the wings in the back, so the wings do fold up, so you can get them to fold up and down there how we had them and everything, so you can get those range. Of course they're not very stuck though, they kind of fall easily, so have some issues with that unfortunately, so it doesn't really work out the best there. But there we can have his wings there behind him, which is pretty cool. Now accessory wise, we do get some extra hands, so we get more of a hand here with splayed out fingers, as well as a hand holding a battering. So I do really like this a lot. So it's got the battering that's much smaller in size compared to what we normally get, and it's built into the hand, so will look a lot better. So let's switch that out for sure. So obviously not the best, but there he's got that battering hand. Of course he comes with a base we can put him on. So that keeps him standing there. And then, of course, we get his card. So there's a picture of him from Neo-Gothic, which looks pretty cool. Nice little hands there, sort of reaching up, which looks cool. And then we get the story there on the back, which says Terry McGinnis defeated the evil AI controlling Neo-Gotham and asserted himself as the one true Batman. But his next battle would bring him to the remains of old Gotham. Children are going missing and being swallowed by the city's old bones. Batman Beyond will have to go underground, led by a mysterious splicer named Kyle the Catboy, to find the children and confront the city's buried sins. So there's that, and of course I told you it's our 3 plant people, all controlled by Constantine is what they find. So overall pretty decent for this Batman. Of course we've had Batman Beyond before, so here's the older version, which again, like I said, I think I like the older version much more just because, you know, it's more iconic, especially with like the old cartoon design, and I like the red and stuff more compared to the orange, but neither of them are bad. You know, I do like this one a lot. It's got stuff I like about it, but I think overall just the older one is my more preferred version of him, but still not bad for a newer version of Batman Beyond. And finally, we have Swamp Thing, which was the avatar of the green and protector of plant life. He was nearly killed by the Defense Department intelligence using a scrambler created by Lex Luthor, but he was able to survive by growing his body on another planet called Rann, where he met and befriended Adam Strange. And the planet was going through a drought, so Swamp Thing reached down under the surface of the planet and brought its plants back to life. And he attempted to grow a body on the planet, but it was all techno-organic, so he ended up leaving to find a new planet. So this is what he looked like when he grew his body. So all red this time from Planet Rann with all sorts of plant life. So mostly we have the same Swamp Thing like body, especially like the underneath body is pretty much the same. We just get a new head and big like attachment piece here that's on like his chest and up around his back and stuff with all sorts of different like plant designs. So we get all sort of like these like bulbous like flowers and stuff. So that looks pretty cool. I like the design, like the red with the yellow like painted over the top, like dry brushed over, but looks pretty good overall. But like I said, overall Swamp Thing, it's gonna be the same, like especially the body, everything's the same, just all red this time with that yellow dry brush over it. And it is really hard to get him to stand, which even our other ones have, so I have to keep him on his base already just to keep him standing up. But he does look really cool. I like the red, like I said, especially with this big attachment piece on here. You can tell just like the way it's designed that it's definitely just a piece like made and attached on. It's not like molded on. It is stuck on there though, like they did glue it on, so it's not going to fall off unless you pry it off. And then we get his head as well, so there's the Swamp Thing head, so we get his mouth open with the design there around his mouth that he's like, and you can see his eyes there, and again more of those like bulbous plants going all the way around him to the back there. So just a nice additional piece on him and painted in red. So obviously not a Swamp Thing like you have to have or anything, but I just think it's pretty neat with it being red this time compared to the green that we normally see for Swamp Thing. But then we get his Moonwitch, which will probably be really hard and stiff on this figure, so we can get the head, the twist, so it can twist around. Yeah, it should be, twist all the way around. I didn't know if it would contact with the side piece stuff. I can twist around there. Can look down there far enough, so pretty much no movements up and down, though. It's just pretty standard there. Shoulders will come up pretty close to 90, at least again more. There is the attachment piece on his arms. I forgot about those as well with the bulbous design, so those are attached on there, so it can only go that far. Of course, does like the butterfly design. Torso doesn't really do much, but it is in there. And then we get a bicep twist and the single elbow joint there, bend to 90 with rotation in it. Get the wrist that'll twist all the way around and can flex back and forth. Then we get the ab crunches. Now it's who knows what's going to be going on in here. So we get the upper ab crunch just a little bit back and forth, and it'll twist around. And then at the waist, I can't even get my hand around it. I assume it'll crunch more at the waist, but yeah, I can't get my hand in there to actually just crunch it. And I'm having issues getting it to twist as well. So it should be able to twist like the normal McFarlane's, but I can't get it to twist itself. It's too stiff and can't really get a hold of it too well, so it's hard to tell. But then we get the hips that will come up to 90 and out to the side. Of course, got the like underwear piece all messed up doing that though. Little bit of a thigh twist up in there, but we get the double knee joint that's going to be stiff, so be careful not to pinch yourself if you're doing it. We'll come up that far to the back, and then we go down to the foot. We'll do the foot here. That's not got the base on it, so it'll rock back and forth, twist side to side, of course, and has the toe joint on the end. So like I said, I do have a lot of issues getting this to stand because it seems to me like it doesn't really like look noticeable, but it feels like the feet are more like rounded, so it has issues standing a lot. So like I said, to even get it to stand at all, I have to get it on the base, because if not, it won't stand, so that wouldn't work out too well. But there we got Swamp Thing in his Planet Rann colors. We get some additional accessories of hands, so we get big fist hands as well to go with it. The claws or whatever are just fine, you know, not really gonna really pose him up too much or anything, but we get 2 fist hands if we want it there. And then of course the base that he's already on, and then we get his cards. So there's him from Planet Rann, so we can see all red that he looks like there, that they based it off of. And then we get the story on the back, which says Swamp Thing's incredible space adventure continues as he arrives on Rann, desperate to find his way way back home to Earth and to Abby, but first he comes to blow with Rann's champion, Adam Strange. So of course, nice to mention Adam Strange there, and they have announced that figure, so we'll be having that here in the future as well. But overall, Swamp Thing looks pretty cool, and of course we've had the other Swamp Things. Like I said, base body is going to be the same and all that. So here's our normal one in his normal green color. They just added the additional piece like the chest piece there, and like I said, the pieces on his shoulders there as well, with the new bulbous like plants, and of course painted them all red for Planet Rann. So overall, I think it's cool. Like I said, obviously I prefer normal Swamp Thing much more, but I just thought it was cool having red to go a contrast with the green. So overall, definitely not a necessary figure, but just thought it was cool to get the red version of Swamp Thing. Well, that's going to be it for our DC Multiverse figures of the Silver Age Batman. That I really like the design overall. Like I said, super iconic. Just don't care too much for it, but really liked getting Ace the Bat-Hound. Then we also got the Neo-Gothic Batman Beyond. So just a different look for Batman Beyond. Like I said, I'm not too crazy about it. Of course, I have a lot of issues, especially with the wing there on its left side. So not too crazy about that, but it's just nice for a different design. And pretty similar with the Swamp Thing. I'd like the normal Swamp Things much more with the green, but having it in the red is just a different variation with those different plants growing on it and everything. So it just varies it up a little bit. So let me know what you thought of these 3 figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.